Hey everybody, it's a little snippet and we're going to talk about kind of the hipster rave type of thing to eat right now. I saw an article on this. It's called Saltines and Butter. You'd think that's kind of not very gourmet or whatever. Well, there's nothing like the taste of butter, really good butter, like a Kerrygold butter from Ireland, or this good Icelandic butter, French butter, even American Land O'Lakes butter, Amish butter. And real butter. We'll talk a little bit about some other fats, and it's because of the fat. People really like salty and fat. Fat is good for you. Fat is a good source of energy, especially good dairy. Has lots of essential fatty acids. Think about this. That's why people really like the Kerrygold butter or Icelandic butter, other types of stuff, because these cows are eating these grasses, especially the Icelandic butter, is because they're up in the mountains, and in places like that in France and stuff, in Switzerland, they take them up into the mountains during the summertime to eat all these great fresh grasses that are fed off of the glacial milk and everything like that. And people talk about, all the minerals that are in greens. Do your green drink. Well, that's what a cow is eating. It's just these beautiful, awesome, great greens full of nutrients, full of this especially minerals that are coming from the volcanic part of the ground, and it goes right into their butter. It goes right into the fat. And so, again, they're hungering for this, just because it tastes good, because it's what's called a macronutrient. It is full of nutrients. And again, there's a whole, like I said, this kind of pub type of hipster type of movement is going back to some of the old ways. We're seeing things like pickled eggs and sardines and all this other stuff. And why these things? Well, because they have fat in them, because they're really good nutrients. And people, you crave, taste-wise, what has more nutrients in them. There's a bunch of other different things that, people can put, use for fat, whether it be plant-based type of stuff. That's going to be avocados, coconut oil. Some people, I guess you would say, like even the vegan hipsters will do a gluten-free saltine and some coconut oil on top of that. And it tastes great too. My mom talked about when she was a kid, she was born after the Depression era, but pretty close to it. They were relatively poor, but even the not poor people, they would get these great big metal tubs that would have lard in them, and they would put lard on the crackers or on some bread. You go to all the Russians, they do what's called lardo, or they use just straight, looks like cheese, but it's really just lard and fat. And my mom talked about, digging into that barrel with her hand and taking the lard because her body craved the fat. And so these old ways are starting to come back, and they're fun. Especially when you're drinking a beer or having some other types of drinks like that, or having a party. There was a time when like the little weenies and stuff like that. Well, this is kind of like that. The little cocktail weenies kind of coming back as saltines on,